All right. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Good Morning Xbox. I am your host, Axel1324.
And I'm Cool Cat Terry.
That's right. And another week has gone by. It is Labor Day week. Some of us have that long weekend to enjoy games. Terry, are you going to be enjoying those games this weekend?
I'm gonna try to enjoy some games this weekend. I got some business I gotta do for my business this week, but I'm gonna try to fit in some gaming.
Yeah. Are you going to, do you have a Monday off?
I have one customer I have to deal with in the morning, and then as of right now, I have the rest of the day off. so
Nice.
so I should only have to work for 2 hours Monday, and then I'm good.
Good, good. Yeah, no, I have Monday off naturally, but then I also took the rest of the week off. That's right. It is a long week at home for Axel. That's right. Nothing but this Xbox is gonna be fired up the whole time. Gonna be clearing that backlog, baby. But speaking of the backlog, what have you been playing this week, Terry?
So I actually got an entire 4 hours worth of gameplay in last week, and I cracked open Star Wars Outlaws. I got some early access thanks to Ubisoft Plus. So
Yeah,
I went ahead and I started that for a little bit to kind of get a feel for it, and I like what I like what I'm seeing, kind of early in. So I mean, I've barely even been able to really touch it. So that 4 hour span was pretty much me just getting through like the beginning intro.
nice.
so I'm ready to tackle more of it now that they finally had time to get their day one patch and everything out. I want to see. I want to play it. I do want to play it. I'm excited.
I heard that it's a slow burn kind of game. Like you have to go through it slowly at the beginning. But you know what? That's okay because one of the best games ever made, Red Dead Redemption 2, was a slow burn
Oh
too.
my god, that beginning was so yeah. It's like the
Yeah. But
it was
man,
like
it
the
just
first 10 hours, like the first 10 hours of that game was just like drag, and then all of a sudden it just kicked off. It's
you
like
know, Red Dead Redemption 2 to me, I have no idea how that game didn't win Game of the Year. Like I played both God of War and Red Dead Redemption, and I love me some God of War. Red Dead Redemption was the superior game by far. By far. But that's neither here nor there. So this week I have done some gaming. I played me some Starfield. I fired up Starfield to check out the new vehicle, and I love how the vehicle also reacts to gravity. So like I landed on a moon on Pluto, which is like the lowest gravity I know of, real quick off the top of my head, right? Smaller than Pluto, farther away than Pluto. I'm like, sweet, low gravity. The vehicle gets zero traction on Pluto, right? But it has rocket boosters, so I'm over here just rocket boosted to the left, rocket boosted to the right. It's kind of neat because they do give you control of the vehicle in the air, so you can still kind of not as much. You know, you can still strafe a little bit while you're in the air. You can still turn the vehicle a little bit. So that's what I was doing. I was just like rocket boost this way, turn the vehicle, rocket boost that way. It was cool. And then I took it to like a planet that has bigger gravity than Earth. Something like a 1.4 planet where you can't even jump. And it has rocket boosters on it, which makes traversal so much easier on a planet like that. So it was a lot of fun. And of course, Starfield looking beautiful as always. Soundtrack beautiful as always. I ended up playing that for hours. I'm like, oh, check out this vehicle. Anyways, 2 days later, I got done. So, and I do mean 2 days because I loaded it up for 2 days. And then me and my friends, we're excited for Age of Mythology coming out. Of course, as you know, that's an Axel game, of course, right?
yeah.
So we loaded up Age of Empires 4. And I normally play it on my computer, but I was like, you know what? Let me check it out on console. They did very good on the controller input for Age of Empires 4. It's definitely simpler than it is on PC. Like you don't have to micromanage as much. It does a lot of stuff automatically. The screen is a little more loaded with UI stuff, but otherwise it works pretty good. I would still say that PC is the way to play on that game, but Xbox controller worked great. And two of my friends were PC, and two of us were on Xbox. Shout out to crossplay. Shout out to the best platform ever, cross saves, cloud saves. Because I loaded up and everything I had was still there, and so yeah, that's fantastic. And we had a really really fun time playing Age of Empires 4. And I chose to figure out how to play the Chinese. Uh, I couldn't figure out what the heck to do the first game. Like I couldn't get any better buildings, any better troops, any better nothing. I'm like, what is going on? And it turns the second game. So I told them, okay, you guys are just gonna have to guard me because I'm just gonna spend my deep time reading and in menus and all this stuff. I got to figure out what's going on. And it turns out that the Chinese don't go off of not only do you have to go up to your age, the all the way to the castle age, but you also have to do dynasties. And to do dynasties, you got to build 2 specific buildings in that dynasty to evolve into it. And that's how you unlock better troops and better weapons and all that stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. All right, but that's us. Let's check in with the iconic chat, see what they're saying. Cam May is telling Perry, good morning, Perry. Thank you so much for being here, Cam May. You are the real MVP. Graphic God joins us. Shout out to Graphic God. You are the real MVP. Thank you so much for being here. He says, good morning, family. Let's see. Perry's in the house. He says, yo, Cam May. Hey, what's going on, Perry? Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Let's see. Cameron May says he wants to play Stalker 2, so that'll be a cool game in November. Yeah, it's definitely looking like a good game for sure. Your Wicked Hot says, good morning, everyone. What's going on, Your Wicked Hot? Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Shout out to my buddy Doggy Dog 420. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Even though your fantasy football drafting skills are subpar, you know what? You're the real MVP, Doggy. I had a fantasy football stream last night. I don't know if you saw that. It's fun. It's fun. I had this awesome background I made for it using Microsoft AI. What do you call it? Copilot, I think is what they call it, right?
Yeah, Copilot.
Everybody's naming their AI different. I don't keep up with all the names, everybody, so sorry. But I think they called theirs Copilot. And as soon as I find my picture here, I'll show it to you. Let me type it in. Here it is. Ha. So I generated this using AI, Copilot AI for the Fantasy Football League. What do you think, Terry?
It's very Halo.
League. That's literally the name of the league, Xbox Fantasy Football League.
All right, that's cool.
Yeah, love it. All right, let's see. Kevin May says Riders Republic is coming to Game Pass. Yeah, and so is Expeditions. Rumor, Expeditions.
Wait, Expeditions is? Heck yeah. They better have that co-op in there when they do it. That's one reason why I haven't bought it.
I really cannot wait to play that game, Expeditions, as well. Shout out to Patriot Joel. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Let's see. Doggy Dog says it's probably going to be a long game, though. Got Star Wars to get through, too. Yeah, he's also got that. Let's see. Cam May says, I love Age of Empires 2. My dad introduced me to it when I was 10 years old. Holy crap. 10 years old. Wow. 10 years old. Wicked Doggy. He won the Xbox Fantasy Football League last year. He's like, the champ is here. And shout out to Fastback. Thank you so much for being here, Fastback. You are the real MVP. He says, completed Mafia with a side of Brotato. Hey, I play Vampire Hunters all the time still. I love that game. And Doggy Dog is playing Visions of Mana is great so far. I really am thinking about picking that one up right now. Yeah. Fastback. Yeah, that's right. Fastback is also in the league, and he didn't draft a kicker. What kind of amateur doesn't draft a kicker? It's all right. I'll trade you my kicker for your number 1 pick, bro. I got you. But enough about that. Let's get talking about some of these topics here that we have today. So, Terry, I don't know if you heard the news, but the competition, Team Blue, is shared out that they're going to increase the price of their console by about $90. But that has had a residual effect on people buying Xboxes. So I investigated this. I did some investigation, finding out what's going on. So first off, let's go over it. So the disc edition of the PS5 is going to jump from $463 to $550, right? After, conversions. Accurate as of the time of this article, which was like a week ago almost. But the Xbox is still sitting good at $460, and the Series S is sitting good at $345. So they're increasing from $463 by $90 to $550. in yen. So that is the first thing. Of course, price increases suck, and I kind of hate that we're in the era of price increases. It used to be that as time went on, consoles would drop in price, and that just hasn't happened this gen. I remember when the Xbox One came out, because I was in college, I was too busy studying anyway, and it launched in 2013 when I wasn't even in. Sorry, in 2005, whatever. Whenever the Xbox One launched, yeah, 2013, right?
I think so.
Yeah, 2013. Yeah, I was in college about to enter my senior year. I didn't get one because I was focused on college. And I was in my head, I remember literally thinking this. I remember saying, it's okay. I'll get one 2 years from now after the first price increase. It should be $100 cheaper. And guess what, Terry? The Xbox One was $100 cheaper, and I got 2 games with it.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. But now we're on the opposite of that. Oh, yeah, you didn't buy it on launch. Now it's more expensive, and you still get no games with it. So I feel like the consumer value in gaming is just going down for those of you that have been waiting to get a console. So I kind of don't like that consoles are not in that era like they were last gen or in previous gens all the way around, right? Because I just remember, like, depending on when you bought your console, it depended on which game you were going to get. You usually got a 1 or 2 year old game with it. So yeah. And so, anyways, the price increases. So I investigated this. But the Xbox Series X shot up to number 8 in the games and console sales chart on the morning of August 29th. The previous day, it wasn't even in the top 100. And this is on, oh gosh, forgive me for reading this so badly. Yodobashi, one of Japan's biggest electronic retailers. So imagine not even being in the top 100, shooting all the way to number 8. That's awesome, right, Terry? Heck yeah, more people playing
Absolutely.
on Xbox. Welcome to the best ecosystem in gaming, hands down. And then, but sales of all PS5 consoles have been halted across major retailers in Japan, including Sony Store, Amazon Japan, Yodobashi, and Yoshin, as pre-price stock has completely sold out. Pre-price stock. All right, so the PlayStation hasn't been selling because it's sold out. And so I investigate this, right, a little bit more. And it turns out, if I go back, that on September 2nd is when the price increase is going to take effect. So everybody's trying to get their hands on the more affordable, more nicely priced at about $463 PS5s before they go. And it has caused the PS5s to sell out in Japan. But okay, well, why are people buying Xboxes, right? So Tuesday, at the time of writing, Yodobashi is also out of Xbox Series X stock as well, likely due to its unexpected rise up in the sales chart. Yeah, that will do it. When you go from not in the top 100 to number 8, it will happen. So good news for everybody, right? Except for those that don't get their console before September 2nd. But good news for everybody. So social media has also been swamped with reactions to the PS5 price, right? Since it was announced with PS5 price increase, right here, hashtag. Be sure to copy that and search it into your browser, guys. Becoming a popular hashtag on X in Japan. People have been reporting successfully buying PS5 consoles, while others were disappointed finding that they were already out of stock. Man, time to sell those bad boys on eBay for $2,000, baby. I'm just kidding.
If people are trying to buy them cheap now, they're not going to buy them for even more on eBay. Mm-hmm. That's not happening.
Yeah. Super. It's not looking good. So many Japanese users mentioned the upcoming Monster Hunter Wilds. Yeah. Terry's favorite upcoming game, where she noticed something that wasn't even on the screen for like a half a second.
Dude, I'm telling you.
So Monster Hunter Wilds is the reason for them getting a PS5. So they talk about this, and the price increase is really going to hurt my friend who is saving up for a PS5 for Monster Hunter Wilds. Monster Hunter Wilds is also coming to Series X and S and PC, however, which may have prompted some consumers to change their console buying plan. So here it is. Monster Hunter is selling consoles, baby. So The Xbox Series X is not a low price, but it's starting to look low priced. PS5 is going to be 80,000 yen. Better buy a PC instead. Has become a hot topic, but people seem to be overlooking the fact that you can get an Xbox Series X for approximately 67,000 yen. One user commented on August 28th, however, if Yobadashi sales charts are anything to go by, it seems that the lack of pre-priced Ryzen PS5 stock in stores is already influenced people's decision to buy an Xbox Series X. So, hey, shout out to you, PlayStation. You are the real MVP in Japan.
Yeah, play
Thanks
has
for,
no
for
limits.
helping to sell more Xboxes.
Their motto: play has no limits. We will skyrocket our prices to send our consumer base to the other guy. No limits.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's one of those things where like the price increase and FOMO has set in, Monster Hunter Wild's coming out. It's like the perfect recipe to cause panic, and Xbox has benefited from this panic, which is great. I love it. You know. Terry, take it away for a little bit. Now that you know the news and the article, let us know what you think.
No, I think it sucks for the customers in Japan that have been waiting to get the console. And now it's going to be more expensive. So, it sucks for them. But this is great for Xbox because now we can see, we're seeing more people, buy an Xbox because Monster Hunter Wilds is a cross-platform game, right? It's going to be on everything. So they can still, you're muted if you're trying to say something. Okay, I don't know. But anyways, so
I was totally silent. Oh my god, I was answering your question. Yes, it is cross-platform, but I don't know if it'll be cross-play.
Cross-play. Okay. So, it makes sense. If they were holding out just for that one game and now the system is sold out and literally the price increase happens tomorrow, well, probably already happened because they're, the time change, it's probably already the second for them now, right? So they would have no choice but to, to either bite the bullet and pay for the increased price for the console for that one game, or just play the game on Xbox. So this is great for Xbox. More people can play on Xbox. They'll get introduced to Game Pass, and they might actually, we might actually be able to influence that market to where they might actually see the value in Xbox, and maybe the next generation they might be more willing to continue to stay within that ecosystem. So this is a great way to kind of introduce them to it, because being that PlayStation is the local brand for them, they're not going to look at Xbox. This is their home company. So this could be a changing of the tide.
Yeah.
So this is good.
This is good. So PlayStations are sold out, Xboxes are sold out. Japan loves their consoles. So yeah, that's good. And it's all thanks to Team Blue and their price increase. Which I guess is technically tonight for them. Yeah, so it's tonight. Tonight's the night. Pay up. If you didn't get one, too bad, so sad. Pay up. That's what you get for waiting. Something similar happened. The PlayStation 5 here, I bought it for $50 off. It came with God of War. So I bought it for $510, I think, plus taxes and stuff, right? And I'm so happy I did, because when it came with the stand and it came with all that good stuff, the disc and everything, and now that the PS5 Slim is out and it uses that crappy plastic insert as a stand, like a little plastic insert that's obviously going to break. And I am a guy that never sells his consoles. I need my consoles to be robust. I'm so happy I got this one instead of the Slim model, which is the only model available. So yeah, I totally 100% understand these guys that you want to get the best deal. I feel like I got the best deal because the stand was included in the price and it was a good stand instead of those cheap plastic legs. I don't know what the hell to call them. They're just like inserts. Let's check in with the chat. Freaking doggy. Doggy Dog says, hold on before I read this. Hold on. Let me. Doggy Dog says, Eternal Shaddai is so ashamed of that Dollar Tree team he drafted that he couldn't show his face on the show this morning. Dang! Oh, shots fired. Shots fired. Back to this. My beautiful wife, thank you so much for being here. You are the MVP of my life. She says, I don't know how to read that, but it means PS5. Where was it? I had it up. PS5 price increase. She says it actually means price up or value up. Well, there you go. There you go. For those of you who don't know. Shout out to Jesse Darby. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. He says, PlayStation needs to change that commercial and price hikes have no limits. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Let's see. Kame May is already making his future console plans as well. He says as soon as Silent Hill 2 comes out, he's going to play it, beat it, and then sell his PS5 and Series S and just keep the X, and then I'll save the money up for the Pro. Yeah, I mean, keep the best console versions available. Why not? Why not, man? Keep the best console versions available. No need to keep those not so good versions, right? Let's see. So Jacob Novik brings up that he watched something on YouTube which talks about how Netflix killed Blockbuster when Netflix former CEO. Cool. And shout out to you, Jacob Novik. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Let's see. Regretting selling Hi-Fi Rush, Microsoft will Yoda. I regret it. I'm Yoda right now. I'm regretting that they sold it, man. But I'm also happy that the studio got sold instead of debunked. So that's also good all the way around. Let's see. Fastback wants to blame the economy and the politicians that people vote in. I mean, money's money. People's always looking to get more of your money. All right. So I think we've beat that topic to death. Oh, I was going to say. But Terry, let's move on to the next topic. Speaking of money, spending money, Razer has announced a new wireless Xbox controller. The Razer Wolverine, which has always been a great controller, V3 Pro wireless esports controller for Xbox and PC, only $199.99. 4 mouse clickback paddles and 2 claw grip bumpers. Razer Pro Hyper triggers, Hall effect precision thumbsticks. To me, that's the big selling point. There we go. Hall effect. As you guys know, these are tension-based joysticks. So they do tend to get what's called joystick drift. But Hall effect don't get joystick drift. They're a little more sensitive. You got to keep it a little better. So if you are a person that likes to eat while gaming, maybe don't get this. But you get Hall effect on it. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4 buttons in the back. Wireless charging included with a beautiful case. I don't know what that is. It looks like a USB stick. You can charge it, plug it and charge it. Amazing views of this controller. Let's scroll down and see if Razer gets your stuff. It has Razer Chroma built in, absolutely, for you that want to get your RGB on. Right? Are you an RGB person, Terry?
I mean, yes and no, but it also says that you have to have Windows 11, which I don't have.
Oh, you're right. Windows 11 or 64-bit or higher. Get with it now, you dinosaur. Oh, I don't know what that was.
Most people have an upgrade to Windows 11 because it's not worth it.
Half the computers at work are Windows 11, and the other half are still Windows 10. And I don't think they're in any rush. No. Microphone input, yes. Audio output, yes. 20 hours of battery time. Configuration app, absolutely. You got to get that Razer Chroma out. And I like this. Anti-drift, Hall effect, analog thumbsticks. To me, that's the biggest selling point right now. Let's see. Carrying case and controller for accessories, size, how much it weighs. So, yes, the Razer controller right here available from your retailers, Micro Center and Amazon. But don't take Razer's word for it. Let me hit this button here. There we go. Windows Central did a review on it. But they listed pros. I scrolled all the way down to final verdict, right? Windows Central verdict. Razer has finally made a wireless controller for the Xbox, and overall, it's absolutely brilliant. Combining the best aspects of previous Wolverine controllers, Razer has updated it for the present day and its excellent mouse switch technology, holofix sticks, and an ergonomic design that I would argue is better than Microsoft's own. Whoa! And you know why? Because they got the offset thumbsticks, ergonomic. They say Pro wireless on Xbox, Pro holofix sticks, Pro Razer mouse switch technology built into rear paddle bumpers and triggers, 1000 hertz on PC, excellent carrying case included. Cons: battery life falls short of standard Xbox wireless controllers. 20 hours is what Xbox also advertises with batteries, but yeah, it's quite pricey. And despite being wireless, you still have to surrender a USB port on your Xbox. What?
Yeah, that's what that dongle was for.
Yeah, the dongle, it's wireless, but it's USB wireless. What the heck? It's not true wireless. Does that mean I gotta hit 2 buttons to turn on my Xbox? Anyways, now that we know, now that we've sold some of the joys, some of this, I'm a huge Razer fan. I love everything Razer. I would love to get this controller. But Terry, tell us what you think of the controller.
It's too expensive. I'm not spending $200 on a controller. Not happening. I already think the $70 price tag that they have for the standard controllers is too high. So there's no way you're going to get me to spend $200 on a controller. So this is not for me. But, I think it's cool that, they're improving it and stuff like that. But it's just, I'm not spending that kind of money on a controller. That's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. I see. You're not spending $200 on the best controller in the market. I see.
No, especially with how little time I get to play games, it's not worth it to me. I'm lucky if I can. Like last week, I only got to play 4 hours of gaming last week. There's no way I would get my value out of the controller.
Those are rookie numbers, Terry. You got to bring your game up.
I'm working. It's called I started my own business. So.
Yeah. So I love everything Razer. I would love to get my hands on a Razer controller. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, even though I love Razer, not all of their products are fantastic. Like, I have a Razer keyboard, I have a Razer mouse, I have a Razer mouse pad. I do have a Razer microphone, but I don't use it as it's not as good as this microphone. So again, Razer doesn't knock it out of the park on everything, right? But their mouse and keyboards, I will spend $200 on a mouse and it'll last me 10 years.
There was a point in time back when I was putting in, I was easily putting in probably 40 plus hours a week in gaming.
Yeah.
Back when I was a full-time streamer. There was a time when I was looking at Razer products. They had this really cool webcam that would do the green screen without a green screen. It was like before everybody else started doing it with AI, and it ended up sucking. It's like people end up getting it, and it was like a horrible webcam. So I'm happy I didn't spend my money on that. And then they had a really cool microphone that I wanted, and then the reviews came out, and that was also crappy. So they've only had 2 products I wanted, and both of them ended up being terrible. So I've just never looked back at Razer ever again, and I've just stayed with Logitech because, I was like, nope, I'm good.
Yeah, no, I haven't had bad luck with Razer. I hear people having bad luck with Razer all the time. Like, even my headphones are Razer headphones. I think they have good bass to them. Not the best, but again, for the price, I think they're great, and they don't look. I feel like whenever I see like Turtle Beach headsets, I'm looking at like headsets for kids.
Turtle Beach is notorious for being heavy. Like back when I used to wear headsets, Turtle Beach
notorious
headsets
for being what?
Heavy.
Yeah.
So when you look at heads, back when I used to wear headsets, the Turtle Beach ones were always heavier than like their competitors. It's like, nah. No good.
Yeah, no, I just like Razer too because it works on both my Xbox and my PC, and that might be true for a lot of them. But I remember, like, if you wanted an RTX C9 or something like that, headset, you had to get the specific one for what you were using it for. Whereas Razer, I could use it for either one, and I loved it. So yeah, I had really good luck with Razer. Their products have lasted me at least 10 years each time I buy a product. So it's not like I'm buying a keyboard every year or something like that. I'm buying like a keyboard once every decade. And so I've had really good luck. And even when I get another keyboard or mouse, the one I have still works and I sell it. Because it still works even 10 years later. I just update because I'm like, you know what? I like the new chroma. Let me chroma up, you know? So yeah. But Razer, I definitely want it. I'll probably wait for a price drop though, but I definitely want it. I want it. Let's see. Let's check it with the chat. Jacob Novik says Sony is acquiring Audis, a US-based maker of audiophile grade wired headphones, in-ear monitor, earbuds, and gaming headset. Cool. I mean, Sony was known for portable music for a long time. Definitely in their warehouse, they can just add it to their Sony headphones, which one of my friends swears by. Let's see. Fastback talking about the controller says, a no for me. And Doggy Dog says, yeah, no way at $200. Luis Vian says, my beautiful wife says, you better listen to Miss Cool Cat. Shout out to Dreadpool. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. He says, I don't use razors.
Man, she's calling you out about how crap Razer is.
Hold on.
She's calling you out.
Let's see. My Razer webcam is a piece. I still use my old cheap one. Oh, speaking of that, yeah, my webcam that I've been using for this whole podcast is a Razer webcam. Mine works, man. Maybe you just need a computer that can handle it, doggy, you know.
No, I'm a doggy. Razer is overpriced junk.
No way. No
overpriced
way.
junk. Axel's just been lucky. It's overpriced junk.
Yeah. Oh, man, my wife says, no joke, your headset is peeling. You didn't even use your microphone. That means Razer isn't good. What are you talking about?
See? Calling you out. Junk.
My headset's right here. Nothing's wrong with it.
Junk.
Microphone attached. I was just using it this Friday.
Junk.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see. I'd rather buy a custom Elite 2. Yeah, and that's the competition, is the Elite 2. But I don't know. That Hall effects really works for me. We'll see. But you know, that's how I feel about it. How does the chat feel about it, Terry?
Junk. All right. 83% say no, the first party controller only because it's junk. 16% say they want more reviews, and 0 say they're buying it because it's junk.
You guys are missing out. Razer's
no,
great.
They're keeping that $200 in their wallet. They're not missing out on nothing.
You guys are missing out. All right, that's it for the announcements. Let's see. My wife, the game chair is overpriced. Oh yeah, the Razer game chairs. I agree. They're like $2,000. No way.
Yeah, like I have one. This is my second gaming chair. I'm not after this one. I'm not doing gaming chairs anymore. They're too expensive and they're not that comfortable. So I'm out.
I think didn't Razer put out a Halo chair or something? So they have a Hello Kitty chair and a Lamborghini chair. Ooh, what's a Lamborghini chair? Buy now, learn more. Let's see. How much is this Lamborghini? If you can't afford a Lamborghini, you can't afford this chair. I promise you.
Man, they even put Alcantara on there. My gosh.
Jeez. Where's the price? Oh, hold on. You got to click buy. Okay, hold on.
Look, the price is so high they can't advertise it there because it scares
$1,300.
$1,300 for a chair that you're gonna put Dorito dust on. Don't do it. Don't do it.
$1,300. But you know what? If you can't afford a Lamborghini, you can't afford this chair. All right, let's just be honest. You don't need to worry about this one. You can stick with your $2.99 chair, and I mean $2.99. No, hands down, this is the best gaming chair I've ever had. It started peeling finally after 5 years, hence why it has a cover on it. But it's still comfortable. Like, it's still puffy and comfortable. I bought this chair for $90 on Amazon.
There you go.
And I looked up the brand. It's still being sold. I love the fact that it had the the sides can lift and fold. Get out of my way. Unlike these chairs where they have the just the clip
Yeah.
up and down chairs. I hate those. And so anyway, so this chair, I looked it up. It's still only like $120, brand new. They haven't raised the price that much. I'm thinking about buying another one. Yeah. Yeah. Roberto Z, thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. He wants an Xbox Series Elite 3. Yeah, who doesn't, buddy? Who doesn't? I want one. Jacob, no. Alex about to be tied to a chair and being locked into a room and watch every Indiana Jones movie and Star Wars movie. Oh my God. Don't torture me with Indiana Jones, but also at the same time, don't threaten me with a good time with Star Wars. I love Star Wars. I like all the Star Wars movies. I think they're great because I love space. All right, moving on. So that's going to do it for the announcements for today. We're moving on to the real news. Here we go. So I don't know if you heard this, but Stalker 2 is only running at 25 FPS is the big thing. So Stalker 2 gave a Q&A. Lots of questions were asked. Hold on, I want to scroll down. Look at all these questions and answers. Look at all these questions and answers, right? But guess what the media focused on, Terry? Guess. You'll never guess.
Frames.
That's right. In specific, 25 of them. Oop, I passed it up. So here is where she said it, but we're going to go up to the leading question, to the two leading questions. So right here is the question. It says, let me zoom in a little. Oh my gosh, it scrolled all the way back up. I hate it when it does that. So they asked, you've said that you are self-publishing, but you have a partnership with Microsoft. And the developer says, that's right. That's a Game Pass partnership, and Microsoft is not pushing us in any way to release on any date or just put the content out of the game or something like that, unlike the competition, right? Actually, Microsoft, they are super supportive of us. We didn't exactly ask someone from Microsoft to be our friend, but Sarah Bond is obviously a friend of the game. Phil Spencer was super supportive. All the teams from Microsoft were. They didn't put any additional pressure on us. So basically, we're self-publishing, and then we have a Game Pass deal with Microsoft. Booyah. And by the way, it's so I remember No Man's Sky launched in a terrible state because PlayStation forced them to launch because they had nothing in that window and they needed a game out. So shout out to Microsoft for not being like that, on this. Let's see. Did they help you with optimization of the Xbox versions? And the developer says, by the way, and the reason I say developer is because I cannot pronounce these names. I'm sorry, I'm not Russian. Well, our team is mature.
Ukrainian.
Take care. Huh?
Ukrainian.
Yes, sorry. Sorry. Let's see. Did they help you with the optimization of the Xbox versions? And she said, well, our team is mature enough to take care of many aspects of the game themselves. Yet, the Xbox team knows best how the Xbox performs and what's better to do in a case like we need to go deeper into the optimization. The Microsoft team visited several times, providing essential expertise on what else we could do that we didn't think of. It's not over yet. Aside from Xbox Series X, we're still working on optimization for the Xbox Series S. It's going well, and the Xbox team is contributing a lot. Nothing but positive things, right? Again, here we go. Question was, I guess the Xbox Series S is the toughest platform to optimize for because it's weaker than the others. By the way, this is the interviewer saying this. The developer did not say this, right? And Slava says, in our case, it's quite achievable. On Xbox Series X, we have two available modes. One of them is performance mode, where the game is running with 60 FPS and slightly different graphics than in quality mode, which looks super awesome with all the reflections and high resolution textures, but runs at 30 FPS. We are trying to achieve a similar experience on Xbox Series X by combining these two approaches. Does that mean does that mean it will run at 30 FPS on the Xbox Series S with the same settings as the X's 60 FPS mode? Obviously, that's not true, but whatever. Let's see. Slava said, no, not yet. So far, we have it at 25-ish frames per second on the Xbox Series S, but we still have space to optimize. And then they change topic. Once they get their sound clip, they change the topic. So that was the whole 25 FPS thing. It's an optimization thing they're saying, right? And she said, not yet, which means they're still working on it. So the headlines on Twitter were not nice, saying that, hey, Stalker 2 is running at 25 FPS. And a lot of people started saying, oh, get rid of the parity. The Xbox Series S was a mistake, blah, 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 all that negative stuff, right? Even though, Terry, you play a game on a 1060, right?
1060?
Whatever, 1070, whatever it is.
What? Talking about for PC?
Yeah.
Yeah, 1080.
1080. Still works good, right?
Yeah, it works great.
Right? Shout out to Dreadpool. Thank you so much for being here. So, all right, so there you go. Stalker 2 hasn't released yet, but they're already digital foundering it, which is focused on the pre-release FPS. I don't think this is an issue. This is a good article. She praised the team a lot, and I feel like the crap question was asked. All these are targeting questions. Xbox Series S is the toughest platform to optimize for because it's weaker, right? Right. And does that mean it will run at 30 FPS with the same settings as the Xbox 60 FPS mode? Obviously not. Right? This S can't do what the X does. Anybody who has a brain cell and a half can determine that, right?
And they literally said before the question that they, it's not going to have the same game modes, that they're trying to fuse the two together. So it's not going to be the same settings.
Yeah, they straight said it, right?
Yeah.
And so the media, of course, focused on this part right here, this sentence right here. Not even. Let's just go. This part right here is what the media focused on. And of course, they trashed the Series S, and everybody's just trashing the Series S, and they're blaming their divorces on the Series S. The stock market's crashing because of the Series S. People got heart attacks because of the Series S. Everything's the Series S fault.
People love to gaslight.
They do. Gosh. It gets exhausting, but you think I'm exaggerating, but the way people talk about the Series S online, you would really think that everything I just said is true. Like my, I don't know what else can I blame on the Series S that's trivial. I don't know. My coffee was too hot because of the Series S. Whatever, right? But yeah. So any thoughts on this quick interview right here and how the media and Twitter reacted to it? I wanted to read the whole thing, and I went to the whole interview so I could get exact quotes. I didn't want to get anything sidewise here.
No, I mean, it sounds like the quality mode is going to be fantastic, though, because which is what we touched on a little bit last week about between performance and quality. I prefer quality myself, and they even said so that they're going to have a lot more going on with how the game looks.
Yeah, the
better reflections and stuff. This is why I play in quality mode when I'm playing a single player game, because I want to enjoy everything, not just have like a quick, reaction time at shooting a gun. It's fine.
I remember when I was younger and I had my Voodoo 3D FX card, I would crank games up to the max. That's literally the first thing I do is crank a game all the way up to the max to see the difference between my old card and my new card. But I would obviously choose a middle ground to play on. But yeah, of course I'm going to load up the 30 FPS because I want to see what it looks like. But depending on the gameplay, I might switch it back up to 60. Actually, I probably will switch it up to 60 because I'm a 60 frames guy. I'm sorry. 60 frames all the way. Dread, welcome to the show, buddy.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So hey, here's my look at it, right?
Yeah, take it away.
It's basically everybody has that narrative that the Xbox Series S is weaker than the OG 2013 Xbox because it's either everything relates back to 2013 or everything relates back to the Series S being weaker. It's always that thing versus here where these devs are actually saying, look, this is where we're at. And I even saw that somebody said, no, that was a misquote. It should have been 35-ish. So again, there's that thing that everybody loves to hate on Xbox in general. Everybody hates Microsoft. Everybody hates Xbox. So there's that part of it that is still not there, and granted, they're not delivering, so I'm not trying to give them a pass. I'm just saying that there's a lot of animosity against it just from the start, and when you're feeding questions like this, they're all targeted, but these devs are even saying, look, we still have space to optimize, and unfortunately we know that devs with corporate um, uh, overseers don't care half the time. They want their money, so they need them to get this game out and optimize as fast as possible versus as best as possible. So unfortunately, at least on this case, they have the time to optimize even more to get this better. And when you have the Series X where you have 60 frames and 30 frames modes, that's great. That's what we want. We want something more and better. And it's unfortunate that devs like this are the ones that are setting the examples. You know what I mean? So Microsoft themselves should be setting the example. They should be. They're the ones that are supposed to be showing devs how to do it. The the setup for the games. This is how we do it. This is how you should do it. This is the best way to do it. This is how you achieve these things. So when it comes to all of that, devs need to do more on the Xbox side. It's great that they're going out there and helping the other devs, but they need to do more. And that's the thing is, I don't know, but I'm glad that they're working on this. I know they've had plenty of time, but under the circumstances, yeah, it's not easy when you're spread across the world trying to live, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I've heard rumors that Stalker 2 has basically moved over to remote work only because that's the only way they can do it at this point.
Yeah, well, the
So,
ones that
and it's 100% understandable. Nobody's bashing. Take all the time you need. I'm just glad you haven't given up on the game.
and that's the thing. The ones that have fled are remote. The ones that have stayed are still remote.
Yeah, and they got to
doing
go
cool-
between missions.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
there's certain things that you know what I mean. It's just, what are you gonna do? This one here is an unfortunate event, and I can't blame them for taking longer. But at least they're taking pride in what they do. You know what I mean?
absolutely. They haven't. I'm glad that they haven't rested on their laurels as far as what they wanted to put out.
Right.
So that's great.
And they're still
Yeah. So
trying to
shout
set
out
a
to them,
standard.
to the
And
developers of
that's my thing is they're trying to show that this is where the standard should be. This is where and they're doing it remote and under extreme situations, if you know what I mean, without going into what we've already know. So
yeah. Absolutely. Let's check it with the chat. Let's see. Fastback says supposedly Stalker Dev meant 35, but honestly, who cares? Yeah, the game will speak for itself once it comes out, and honestly, the developers have whatever when the game comes out, they have bigger things to worry about than frames. Just saying. I'm just putting it out there, right? Let's see. So Game Complainer says that Cam and I both get sick at 30 frames per second. I know I have a friend who I have no idea what she gets. She gets motion sickness off of any FPS game. Any FPS game. She refuses to play FPS. It has to be third person or top down. And that's just the way she's always been. So some people, yeah, your body reacts different to certain games. But he also says, seems like they have it down. Good thing they're still optimizing it. Yeah, absolutely. Fastback says, they do this every week. It is this that to keep Axel to click on this.
huh?
I feel like Fastback started typing at 30 frames and skipped a couple of letters. Sorry, Fastback. I have no idea what you're trying to say there. Apologies. Let's see. Roberto Z says, The devs look at the market leader, 61 million, but games are selling 1 to 6 million on the market leader. Yeah. What do we call that? Attachment rate. Yeah, attachment rate. You're lucky to break 10% these days. The only person that breaks 10% consistently is Nintendo. Just being honest, real honest, right? Oh, doggy dog, how dare you? The Broncos are terrible. Damn that Series S. Screw you, man. Let me put this up. Hold on. Screw you, doggy. Screw you. That's all I got to say. Anytime there's a football topic, we're going to bring this up. Oh, my goodness. And speaking of someone, he decided to show up regardless of his D- draft rating. Shout out to Eternal Shaddai. Shaddai, what's up, buddy?
Good morning, how's everybody?
Going good. D-. Can't believe you would show your face.
1 and 12. So, well, I'm not the only one. Titan is another one.
That was fun. That was fun. Watch the draft, guys, especially at the end. It was fun. It was fun. Let's see. Let's see. To be fair, the Xbox Series S says 120 FPS right on front. Not doing 60 for this type of game is on. Hopefully, they can get it running on 60 at the Series S at some point. I'm sure they will, but the Series S does have a lot of games. It runs at 120 frames for sure. It definitely, even the Series S has more 120 frames per second games than Team Blue does. Just throwing it out there. If you want to go, they have more games running at 120. Now, I love 120 games, but I feel like 60 is the perfect mix of quality and reaction. I feel like 60 FPS is like the golden goose right now, if you will. Let's see. Yeah, Roberto C. Think devs need to look at things a little different and focus on following a building and focus on building a franchise rather than quick bag. Stalker 2 obviously is a successful franchise. It also inspired the Metro games, if you don't know. So yeah, let's see. Sorry guys, I'm just catching up with the.
They did re-release the old games.
Yeah. Yeah, Fastback just says what I just said, that there's a lot of different frame rates for different games. Absolutely. Shout out to my beautiful wife. She says Mr. Dreadpool's in the house. Yes, absolutely. Thank you. He is here, and Eternal Shaddai's in the house too. Yes. Let's see. Fastback, sorry, still optimizing, but media TMZ'd me. Was saying as long as Axel 1324 Gaming clicks on these Xbox Bash articles, then we will keep coming. Then they will keep coming weekly. I clicked on the interview. Actually, I didn't click on the Bash articles. I clicked on the interview because I'm always interested to see what was said. And if you follow, if you should see my planning process. I probably list like maybe 20 articles. Dreadpool's in this. 20 article topics to talk about, and I eliminate a lot of them because I don't want to talk about them. I don't think they're good for anybody. Yes. Let's see. So Shaddai, in case you weren't following, so people have been reporting that that Stalker 2 dev said that, the Xbox Series S is running at 25 frames. But I read the entire interview. Basically, it was a talk about optimization and how they're still working on optimizations and how Microsoft has been super supportive of them, right? But the interviewer asked a lot of leading questions to basically get their sound clip. And as soon as they got their sound clip, they changed topic. Here, let me put it up. So look at the questions they asked, right? And the person just talking, right? You said that you're self-publishing, but you do have a partnership with Microsoft. They clear that up. Next question: did they help you with the optimization of the Xbox versions? Again, and they're saying that they're being super helpful. I guess and again, this is where it starts to get really jerky. I guess the Xbox Series S is the toughest platform to optimize for because it's weaker than the others. Totally bad question. And they said that in our case, it's quite achievable. She doesn't deny anything, but she says, we can do it, right? Skills, right? And then they go on. She goes on to talk about the quality and performance modes, and that they're trying to target something similar by combining them on the Series S. And it's like, does that mean the Series that it will run 30 frames per second on the Xbox Series S with the same settings as the X in 60 FPS mode? Obviously not, right? And she goes, not yet. So far, we have it at 25-ish FPS on the Series S, but we still have space to optimize. And as soon as they got the sound clip, change the topic. On the PC side, you're working with NVIDIA. So So this interviewer 100% did a targeted interview. But we were saying that the media always just gets the media thing. And hold on, let me look how long this interview is. Look at anything else they could have quoted from her. I mean, look at this. This had to have been a 15 to 30-minute interview. Look at everything that was asked. And the only thing that they focused on was the 25. So yeah, Shaddai. And we were saying that, you know what? They're still optimizing. Who cares? They said they can do it. Well, take a look at it, Shaddai. What do you think?
Well, that reminds me of that Larian situation that about Baldur's Gate, or they couldn't hold. Supposedly the Series S couldn't hold and all that, and they managed to do it. And I think it was a co-op. It was something I can't remember about the Larian Baldur's Gate situation. But it's not the first time we hear this. They keep saying they could do 60 frames, they could do 120 frames. It just the graphics are gonna be lower. We have seen it with Ori. Ori went up to what? To 120?
Yeah, at 6K. Or at
it is, I think it was
it was at 6K.
2K.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was something. It was 2K, 120, something like that.
No, it went up to 60 FPS on the Series S, and on the Series X it was at 120 FPS at 6K. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there was, Tourist was like that too, or
yeah,
Tourist. Another one that was doing 6K.
See, but that's what I'm saying. So what are they trying to do with this thing? It's like it's for clickbaiting. But every single time when they do that, and the devs are pretty much saying, no, we could manage to do that, they always get, they get screwed, they get, joked around, because what are you trying to target? They just told you they can't do it. They just need more time to optimize it. What are you trying to get at? That's their problem nowadays. That's everybody's media, target. Oh, you know what? They can't do the FPS. Come on now. They can. They need the time. That's just clickbait for me. That's just clickbait.
Well, it all depends on what else is being on the screen. You gotta remember, you're playing Counter-Strike, and Counter-Strike can do like 600 FPS. It's an older game, yes, but at the same time, you look at the textures versus today's textures and graphics and physics and this and that. You know what I mean? So there's so much more that we're doing now that takes up a lot of bandwidth. So and not being a game developer and only interviewing them, there's only so much you can put in the box, and you have to give up something to gain something. So so it's their choice on how they start the game, start the build, and that dictates how the rest of it goes. That's why sometimes when they start a lot of games, on the Sony platform, a lot of times it doesn't come across as well on the Xbox platform, because it's designed specifically for Sony's setup in mind. So if they were to fix it, it takes a little bit more time to optimize, right? So they have to but it's the same box, whether you ship it UPS or you ship it FedEx or you ship it USPS. It's the same box. It's just now, how is it going to get there, right? This
FedEx
is
all the way. Don't send me UPS.
Same scenario. You know what I mean? So unfortunately, some games will run at or could run at 120. Is it before it's optimized? Is it simple Lego or what? You know what I mean? Or are we going to have these high graphical detail games that, I ran Call of Duty at the highest optimization with my 4080, and guess what? It kept on turning off. You know why?
Too powerful.
It kept on surging so much power that it was actually shutting down my USPS, my backup that I have on.
Oh, your battery backup?
Yep.
Yeah, it was true. Time. Gotta upgrade that, bro.
I need to upgrade it. But that's the thing. Again, there's certain
So,
things I
what,
had
what
to
do you
back
have?
up.
Only a 1200-watt backup? Come on, man, get that 2500 watts.
Dude, I know I need to.
Yeah.
I need a whole house backup and then some. But no,
Yeah.
but that's the thing is there's so much involved, and it's unfortunate when it comes to advertising and marketing
Mhm.
that we have this, it should be this and it should be that. Well, why is this weak or why is this the you have all these different narratives that come across, and it's like, okay, don't be blind as to, hey, we need to have this, but at the same time, don't be blind to give them every excuse in the book either.
Yeah, no. As you guys know, I'm a 60 FPS snob. Will have been and will be. I do believe that every game should be 60 FPS these days going forward.
100%.
But I'm also not unrealistic, right? I understand that if I want what I want, I got to sacrifice something, right? I got to sacrifice reflections, right? I'm okay. I ain't looking in the mirror in a game, right? But at the same time, like a game like Cyberpunk, I remember playing Cyberpunk, walking into the bathroom, and the mirror was fogged out. And if I wanted to see my character, my V, right, I needed to interact with the mirror, and then it would unfog up and show me. And I thought that was annoying, right? And then when I walked away, it would refog up and no live reflections given. I thought that was kind of okay, whatever. But that's what it took.
Reflections aren't always just for the mirror, though. It's also for water.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm talking. I'm just using that as a very obvious example.
Yeah, but
of a sacrifice that was done to hook me up with 60.
You want to
And
go?
I understand it, but was I annoyed that happened with a big old mirror? Kind of, but I don't know. I'll use Starfield as I love playing my Starfield. When I'm playing the campaign in Starfield, I set that bad boy to 60 FPS because I just want to play it. But when I'm like just playing around, having fun, and exploring, not actually doing the campaign, I like it at quality mode because I love seeing all the details of the fake planets in the universe and all that stuff, right? So I'm not being ridiculous about it, I don't think, because I accept both modes for what they are. But I still think that 60 should be the standard, period. Every game should have a 60 FPS mode. And I'm only talking about first party. Stalker is obviously not first party. I'm just talking frames now. But I thought it was kind of a slimy article. I thought the way they targeted for their sound clips was slimy. That's just kind of, the way people have been doing about, if you're related to Xbox, get ready to get slimy clips done of you, like it's just the way the media is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me see. Let's check in with the chat. Roberto C. Yes, out of all the things they could have captioned, they say that definitely targeted, could have said despite a war, devs push on, or something along those lines. Slimy tactics. Absolutely slimy. Absolutely. Yeah. Roberto also says, sure, devs committed. I'm sure they want to reveal this game in the best way they can. Absolutely. Let's see. Shout out to S.T.A.L.K.E.R. Thank you so much for being here, S.T.A.L.K.E.R. You are the real MVP. And thank you so much for sharing the show out on X. Appreciate you. And also, Game Complainers, thank you so much for sharing the show out as well. Totally forgot to shout you out. Appreciate it. Let's see. And Complainers and Fastback are having their own conversation. I'll let them chit-chat it out. All right.
Speaking of conversations and messaging, I want to fall back onto the Razer. The reason why I don't buy Razers because I have a beard, Terry. Terry, I have a beard.
I saw what you did there, Dread. Because you said Razers, not Razer.
Yeah. She's like,
that's what you did.
He doesn't like it either. That was like, no, that's not what I said.
Terry's still expressionless. Look at her; she's not like giving any expression. She's like, whatever.
No, I wasn't referring to Dread. I was referring to Doggy Dog.
No, you said Dread.
I never said your name.
I said it. I'll see your name, Dread. Don't worry.
I'm sorry. Because I was reading Doggy Dog stuff because he was the one that was going on about how his webcam was a piece of crap.
The webcam I'm using now is a Razer Camera. I think it looks fantastic. The Razer Kaio, shout out to them. It's not even the Pro. It's just the Kaio. I don't think it's the Pro anyway. I don't know. It was a $70 one. Good price. Anyways, let's see. All right, so we're gonna get into a little bit of speculation, a little bit of hearsay. Actually, it's gonna be 100% speculation and hearsay. Let me get some of these windows out of the way, guys. Give me a second. I gotta do something. There we go. Getting that window out of the way. Looks ugly. Okay, so I don't know if you guys remember. I was looking forward to getting this game on my Xbox day one. I said I was going to, but guess what? It didn't come out to Xbox on day one because they said that they were still working on optimization. And the game I'm talking about, of course, is Black Myth Wukong, reportedly delayed on Xbox due to Sony exclusivity deal. You're telling me it wasn't because of optimization, but because of exclusivity? Is that why I'm not playing Black Myth Wukong on my Xbox day one, even though I 100% would have bought it collector's edition day one, $500 collector's edition day one? And I know this is a Souls game. Nobody else here plays Souls games. I understand. You guys don't have what it takes. You guys can't commit to getting
No, I
good.
don't have the patience. No.
All right. I understand. So let's see. So according to new reports, Black Myth Wukong was delayed on Xbox due to a Sony exclusivity deal, not because of a technical issue, as previously stated. So I said this in the chat, so I'm just going to read the sources real quick. So Forbes, IGN, and Windows Central are saying that there is an exclusive deal in place. So 3 media websites, right, with real reporters, right? However, how do you say his name? Should I? Ecstasis?
Oh, ecstasies.
Ecstasies,
Mhm.
Jeff Grubb, and Special Nick say there is no, and they are sticking to it. They are still saying there is no exclusive deal on Black Myth Wukong.
I mean, wouldn't you need either the developer themselves or Sony to say that there is one for there to be legit?
Mm-hmm.
It all depends on PR, because if the PR
Yeah.
reps say one way, that's what you're going to get as an official statement.
That's what I'm saying, though. So it doesn't matter what anybody else says. It's all speculation unless they officially come out and say it.
Oh, they'll never
Yeah.
officially come out and say it. The only thing we had official was during the trials for the ABK.
Mm-hmm.
That all that stuff came out after the fact because of the emails and the leaks and this and that. So this could be one of those things that we'll never know. Could be, but
Yeah.
as you said, it's speculation.
Yeah.
But
so let's go down, see this, and shout out to Sean Casey for putting this together. There was so many sources. I'm glad that someone put them all together. Blah blah blah. Okay, so IGA. So here's a quote. The reason Black Myth Wukong is currently not an Xbox is due to an exclusivity deal, not because of some sort of technical issue causing a delay in the release of the game. Forbes' Paul Tassi reports. As for IGN, Kat Bailey writes, IGN understands that no tech issue that would delay Black Myth Wukong has been reported to Xbox. Rather, the Xbox delay is the result of an exclusivity deal neither Game Science nor Sony have publicized. The source said. The source described the rumors of tech issues on Xbox as "quote unquote" inaccurate. Right now, it should be noted that Xbox Series Nick Baker, or Special Nick, said, "I heard there was a misunderstanding around this stuff. I heard Sony paid to help get the port done. No exclusivity." Jeff Grubb, also from Giant Bomb, also said, "Sony has no money marketing deal." Keeping the game off Xbox. That's very specific, but yeah.
Maybe there's no deal.
Now, if we go back, if you remember, they also put that quote from a long time ago saying, "We're excited for it," when Microsoft said, "We're excited for the launch of Black Myth Wukong on Xbox Series X and S and are working with Game Science to bring the game to our platforms. We can't comment on the deals made by our partners with other platform holders, but we remain focused on making the Xbox the best platform for gamers, and great games are center of that." So us, as not being insiders, just being regular old people, we're still in the dark, bros. But so Black Myth Wukong. Now, some people have pointed out that The FTC is very clear that if you have a deal as a publicly traded company that you don't make public, you're for gaming, that you're in violation. You're an antitrust that violation. So for Sony to say that they don't have a deal with Black Myth Wukong, if they did do, they could be in trouble with the FTC. So the fact that they've said nothing and continue to say nothing tells me that there leads me to believe there's no exclusivity deal, right? So that's what I would say. But what do you guys think? Terry, take it away.
I don't know. Like, for me, like I said, it's all speculation, and it's just gonna be. Well, this is just more just nonsense that they can use for their clickbait and to fuel their agendas for whether they, how much they dislike Xbox or whatever. So I mean, none of this matters to me. The game comes out when it comes out, and unless the devs specifically say anything, then nothing else really matters to me. Even if they don't say anything about it, it's still. I don't believe anything that any so-called journalist ever says. So it's none of that stuff matters to me. It's all just speculative at best. And whenever, especially when they call themselves insiders or they have inside sources, no, you don't. You're probably just making up 100% opinion and just saying it's an insider. So none of this stuff matters to me. So just wait for the game to come out, and hopefully you won't have too long of a wait.
I just want the $500 version with the collector's edition because it looks so fire. I want a chance to buy the collector's edition on Xbox, my preferred platform. But if it doesn't come collector's edition on Xbox, it's okay. I'll still buy the game because, gosh, look at this game. It looks incredible. Dreadpool, tell the people why you're not man enough to play this incredible game. Oh, sorry, that's not what we're talking about. Tell the people what you think about why you're not able to play this game on Xbox. Do you think the exclusivity deal is on, or is it because of technical issues? You know what? Let me ask the chat. I'm going to put up a poll in the chat as well.
All right. If Xbox is working with them, how much technical issues could they have? If Sony's working with them, why don't they have technical issues? Again, didn't I say earlier that sometimes these games are built a specific way, which would be leading to being more efficient on Sony platforms? Because if they were to be built on the Xbox platform first, it'd be more efficient for the Xbox and harder to port over. Again, so it's just one of those things that we don't know, but if you're piecing all these little things together, you could surmise that there could be an unofficial deal of some sort, if you think about it, right? So unfortunately, everything's speculation until we actually know directly from these companies. But even if Phil can't talk about other companies' deals, that should tell you something. There should be a clue there, but that doesn't mean anything either. You know what I mean? It's just we're trying to read into things, so it's hard to say what it is. I would have loved that this game came out day and date across the board. I would love all games to come across, day and date across the board, and not skip any console, unless it just couldn't do it like Nintendo. But I believe,
Hey, hold on, guys. I'm having connection issues. Hold on. All my warning signs have just popped up.
The game is also not optimized for Axel's PC, so
neither is the video.
I have no idea what's happening. All my internet, even the broadcasting is giving me connection issues, so we might be going off the air here in a second.
Do you have a thunderstorm?
No. You want to know what happened last time? Because I'm living in a new build area. Last time, somebody unplugged me from the main neighborhood hub.
Oh, you did say that, like somebody cut the wrong wire or something.
Yeah, I was very upset. Like, how dare you just cut a wire and not put it back? All right. It looks like we're kind of back. Let me just pause this. Let me not do this. Let me just. All right. This screenshot is good enough. All right. Good. Keep going. If we go off, we go off. Keep going.
Yeah. Because I'm listening to the playback, and it's just us conversing.
Yeah,
So
I'm
anyway,
sorry. I have no idea what happened. Take it away. I'm sorry to interrupt.
all right. Stop listening to the playback. Um, so yeah, we don't know exactly what's going on, but if you piece everything together, it leads to say that there is an exclusivity deal unofficially, and again, we'll never know one way or the other. Um, journalists are supposed to report what they're supposed to do.
But I feel like 60 is the perfect mix.
Sorry, that was me.
Okay. Um, so again, when it comes to insiders, there is no true insider. They're just trickle fed whatever they want them to be trickle fed. You know what I mean? So certain things like that, like Keeley knowing the price, it was fed to him. You know what I mean? To see how the reaction is. Maybe this is something there too. Maybe there's something there to say, hey, maybe if we let something slip out. Again, all speculation. So unfortunately, again, like I said, other than Nintendo being that it is truly a weaker system, I can understand why they would pass on it. But I want them to go across the board everywhere. I want all these games to be played. This might not be my game. I would love to play this game, but I would love to have I don't know, a different difficulty setting, so that way I could just play it and not be frustrated and want to break the TV or throw the console out the window or anything like that. You know what I mean?
So
I don't
you
want to
want
be frustrated.
training mode?
Yes, that'd be fine too. I just want something that I can actually have time to enjoy and play, because I don't have time to learn every little skill that you have to learn for each boss. I don't have that time. I barely have enough time, as it is now, with everything that I'm doing. Work is ramped up. I mean, even you last night you were working, but you had time to sit around and do your football thing. You know what I mean?
It's okay, Ripple. It's all good, man. I thought I was here conversing with a high value gamer. It's
Oh yeah,
cool.
no, no,
It's
oh
cool.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
cool that you're not. It's cool.
I'm a high value gamer. Sure, I am. Sure, that's why I'm busy working two jobs now. Yeah, sure. Second job being haunts, in case you're wondering. Yes.
It's all right, Ripple. There's, you can play plenty of games with monkeys in it. Animal Crossing. It's right
No,
there
I don't.
for you.
I don't even have time for Animal Crossing. Are you kidding me? Give me a shooter. Give me a slasher, and let's move on. Let's not. Yeah.
I'm just messing with you,
What
bro.
was that one? Ancestors?
Oh, ancestors,
Yeah.
Ape
Uh,
Escape.
Yeah.
I actually
Ape
wanted to try
Escape. There
that.
you go. You can play Ape Escape.
Hey, at least I can get in and play, and
Yeah,
and
that's
walk
true.
away and not have to worry about. Oh wow, did I master this before I come back and fight the same boss again? Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay. I know. I know you're afraid to lock in and commit. It's cool.
No, I want to play this. It's just I ain't got the time or the patience anymore.
Oh man. I'm sorry, guys. I had to tease my buddy Dread. He knows I'm messing.
Are
Uh
you? Are you?
should I? Uh Black Myth Wukong. Why do you think it's not coming to Xbox? Do you think it's because of technical issues or because of exclusivity deal? And what's
Let,
your reasoning?
let's put it this way. Let's go back. I want to use what Dredd said earlier. Remember, during the FTC, they have to put everything on the table, and one of the statements that Xbox posted or released was that Sony is trying to do their best to pay so it doesn't go to Game Pass. What happened if this game was on Game Pass? It was
But it was
so
never advertised on Game Pass. It was
no
only
no no
advertised
no.
on the console.
They were not gonna announce it anyways because Sony is, according to their statement, Sony is paying for exclusivity, so it does not show on Game Pass. So what happened if this game was supposed to be part of Game Pass, but due to, according to the title, exclusivity deal?
Hmm.
That's what I'm trying to say. So is this one of those accusations that supposedly Microsoft was saying that Sony is paying extra money so it does not show on Game Pass, and on top of it, like they usually do, not on Xbox as a whole.
Yeah,
So that's what it's actually showing to us anyway. They're still gonna do it. Every single time that Xbox does it is a bad thing. But I think that's what it is. They're still gonna continue paying extra. They still doesn't have any games for the year.
mm-hmm.
So
Astrobot launches next week, doesn't it?
yeah, one out of how many months already? Like 7 months. But that's what I'm saying. By me reading, actually talking about this, it reminds me of the accusations.
Mm-hmm.
And they're actually doing it. It just nobody want to talk about it because it's Sony. That's pretty much it. They don't want to talk about it because who was it who said, oh yeah, you did, Axel. If they mention it and they doing some antitrust things, which I know
Mm-hmm.
they still have some court order in Europe, that will be building up for them some more
Mm-hmm.
accusations of not following rules.
Yeah, I mean, but we don't know any of that. Everything is just speculation and rumor, literally, because as Terry said, we haven't heard it from the devs. The devs aren't talking about exclusivity deal; they're talking about optimization.
Hush money.
Xbox said they can't comment on exclusivity deals, which is probably legally true. So, it's one of those things where someone like me just got screwed out of the collector's edition for Xbox for the time being. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully they launch one, but we'll see, because I am a huge fan of Sun Wukong. I followed I like a lot of his movies. I like the stuff, and the fact that this game looks so phenomenal, even though we can't see it because for some reason my video playback is just trash right now.
There you go. Blocking rights.
Yeah.
I have to look on my cell phone. It's called blocking rights.
Yeah, no, people play for blocking rights, but yeah. Let's check in with the chat, see what they think. Roberto C says, games like Black Myth was what I was talking about on my prior message. Quick bag. They should have focused on building the franchise. If it's a good game, rumors like this tarnish games. Maybe to some people, but I mean, Wukong sold like what, 6 million copies or 10 million copies already?
10
Mostly
million.
in China, as he is a Chinese figure, Chinese hero. So yeah, and it's the whole point of Black Myth Wukong is that no matter how strong you are, you must always be humble, right? Let's see. Fastback said, don't need just money to make deals. Sony could have provided other resources to get PS5 first, etc. Yeah, they could have just been the
Wink,
support.
wink.
Yeah,
Yeah, wink. Right?
That's what Special Nick said. Yeah. Let's see. The game completed. A Dreadpool game would be better than this game. No way, Bam.
Yes, it
No
would.
way. Nobody wants
Yes,
to
it
play
would.
that.
100%. Way to go. Yep, I support that one.
Dreadpool wouldn't have time to play a Dreadpool game. Just saying.
No, because I live it. I live it every day. You don't know what
I'm
kind of
just messing
spy
with you,
missions
Joe.
I'm on.
I'm just messing with you. All right, let's see. Doggy Dog says, right at this point, I don't believe anything a journalist or insider says. Man, it's getting tough out there. It's getting tough out there.
It's all about the
let's see. Chill Walker says the Xbox Series S broke Axel's internet. For real, stupid Xbox Series S. Let's see. Fastback, yeah, I agree with everything you said right here. Just strange how this was announced with Xbox first, but then no release at launch on Xbox. PlayStation has struggled with first-party releases this gen and are doing everything they can to bring third-party. Yeah. It's not out of the question that they saw that they don't have much to go on this year, so they locked up some deals. It could have definitely happened. 100% could have happened. My beautiful wife says, positive, Mr. Dreadpool. Absolutely. Shout out to Ice Cream Gaming. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. She says, hey, if Sony had exclusive to Black Myth Wukong, then they would have marketed the hell out of it. That is another odd thing. This game is doing great, and it sold 8 million copies, and Sony hasn't said a word. Sony's always been very loud when it comes to their exclusive games doing well. So, yeah, right now, all of their studios are trying to revive a dead game.
Yeah, maybe it's that hush
hush money.
Not money, but the help that they're sending them. Wink, wink. We're helping you, and you're gonna make sure our version comes out first and not anywhere else.
Yeah, definitely. Could be. Shout out to Cyber Gunther. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. He says, Xbox rules, man. Yeah. And put Shaddai in jail.
I don't know for what.
Shaddai.
I know. Probably because of that lucky rights.
Kid Complainer says, Paul Tassi is a troll. He loves selling PlayStation consoles when he can't even get a job at GameStop. Oh. I
Ouch.
mean, I also couldn't get a job at GameStop for some reason. They wouldn't hire me. Probably because I was an Xbox.
It's weird that he would say that. That there is an exclusivity deal though. Because he does hate Xbox, so why would he? I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah. DE says maybe they should have sent the coalition to help with Black Myth Wukong or whatever it was last time. It's called the Advanced Technology Group or something like that. That travels. Microsoft's Advanced Technology Group. I think that's what they're called. But yeah. Axel and Doggy would run themselves off the road out of fear of the dreadful game. Maybe. Let's see. Shout out to Mr. Kima. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. He says, remember, Sean Layden works for Tencent. They published the game, so there was a deal worked out for PlayStation. Oh, it could have been a back.
Yeah, again, there's another one of those wink winks.
Tencent, yeah.
So yeah,
there's plenty of reasons why this game might have skipped Xbox.
Well, they got Rob Ferguson back from Blizzard. Wink. To get Blizzard.
Right, but that's how we feel. Terry, how does the chat feel about this game?
All right. 46% exclusive deal with PlayStation, and another 46% believe that it's not optimized for Xbox.
And right down the middle.
And 6% have no clue what this game is.
Oh, because I forgot to vote. Give me 1 second.
That means 94% are right. It's exclusive deal on the PlayStation because it's not optimized by Xbox. So yeah, it all fits together. 6% are wrong.
It's amazing how it all comes together. All right. Yeah. Again, super sad that the collector's edition is not available for me, but I'm sure my beautiful wife was super happy that it wasn't available for me, so yeah. Because I'm telling you, I would have bought the collector's edition of this one right away. All right, let's cleanse the palate of this mess and get to it with Terry's Indie Spotlight.
Yay!
All right, everybody, welcome back to my Indie Spotlight, and I got you guys a game that's been gaining a lot of traction lately, so we're going to go ahead and check it out. It's a new release that just came out here on the 20th of August, so let's go watch some footage. I will also give a disclaimer. There is adult language present in this trailer. It's not PG.
Unbelievable, Terry.
All right, here we go. We chase the ghosts in the mean machine. We are the ghosts of this machine. Bouncing back along a severed line, chasing echoes of an older rhyme. This in a ghost town state, there are ghosts out walking late. Holy motherfucking shit, dude! For the demon inside of you, summoning shadows of a darker crew. We're on the run from people with space guns built into their fucking arms. You want one more?
Raccoon at the end. Oh my gosh.
All right. Whoops. All right, so there you have it. We have Dustborn. It's a story-driven action-adventure game in the same vein as Life is Strange. So if you're into that kind of a thing, go ahead and check it out. It's $30, and you can go ahead and get it on Xbox, PC, or your PlayStation. And the basic concept of the game is you are basically on a giant road trip across the American Republic of divided states. So it's completely, chaotic. And you play as a character, I think her name is Pax, where you use words to either build relationships with your crew, or you can weaponize your words. And so it's different. And you can go ahead and you have basically this package that you're trying to deliver, and everybody seems to be after you. So go ahead and check it out. And hopefully you enjoy it. Now, there are some mixed reviews because some people are saying it's woke and stuff like that. So, if you can look at the game for the game, you can still enjoy yourself. But it does have some pronoun nonsense in there. But you can go ahead and you can still enjoy the game for what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Great pick. Another fantastic pick by Terry. Thank you so much.
I love that lo-fi rush game.
Lo-fi rush. All right. So, as you guys know, this last week, PAX West.
Yep, PAX West.
PAX West was on in Seattle, which is, Seattle being the home of Xbox and Microsoft, of course. So they had a presence at PAX West, Penny Arcade Expo. And Phil Spencer did a fun interview with a podcaster where he was just talking about the games that made him, which is very similar to what I do on Iconic Video Games podcast on Friday nights. He just talks about games, not talking about business too much, but it did kind of lure into business. And he said a few things, and I want to replay some of these things so we can talk about it. So here we go. I got the time queued up. I listened to all this last night, by the way. So yeah, let me make sure it's not on fast forward mode anymore.
I think there's one. I think there's one that is shorter, if I'm not mistaken.
This one's
I was
fine.
watching it yesterday.
Here we go.
And then spinning Bungie out, getting the pitch for Destiny on, do we want to sign this? We ended up not signing Destiny. I'd obviously went with Activision, and to seeing what it grew into, like from a business kind of Xbox standpoint, I can look at it. And it's just a really interesting journey in terms of what they built. Their history with Halo, as somebody who loves Halo, like I can look at Destiny 1 and you can see some of the continuation of things that they learned about having one iconic character that everybody is like Master Chief is the center of the Halo universe. But in some ways from storytelling, maybe that constrains you a little bit. So then you go and you build a game where your lead character, your guardian, is something that you configure and all of the unlocks that has. But then from a gunplay and other things, movement, it's a Bungie game. Like it feels so great. I have to be honest, when Destiny 1 came out, and I might have played some of the preview builds that we were doing on Xbox, it didn't really click with me, right? I'm not a big PvP player. If somebody looks at my player, you can see my player history. It's not a lot of what I do.
Clip is about 2 to 3
and I was a little
minutes,
worried that I was going to get thrown into a PvP world. And it turns out that's not what it was at all. And when Wolves came out, it definitely landed me. And then we should talk about it, like from a gaming standpoint, and things I learned through play and community. There's a whole nother side of it. But the thing about Destiny that I start with is just my history with Bungie and their evolution of working on games. I do love that it's a local team. I have a lot of friends over there still. And yes, they're owned by the other guys now, but it's a game that I'll always love, and a team that I'll always have a ton of affinity for.
No, like small pangs of, dang, we could have had it.
You know, I got so many of those. I've passed on some of the worst.
Here we go.
Like
Here's
make some
the
of the
juice.
worst game choice decisions.
Doggy, pay attention to this, bro.
This isn't in our list, but an interesting one. When this team came down to Redmond, and Alex Rogopoulos, and who's great, love Alex.
He's amazing. Shout out to Alex.
And he pitches a game where they're actually going to make plastic guitars that they're going to plug into consoles, and then they're going to like sell tracks where you're going to play Simon on this guitar, an old reference. And I'm like, really? Do we really think that's going to work?
No one's going to play that, Phil.
And a few people played Guitar Hero. I hear that turned into a pretty good game.
Yeah,
and then
that
Rock Band and everything.
That did okay,
yeah,
I
Rock
think.
Band. Yeah, like the whole thing turned. So
So that's the clip, right? So as I said, he did this cool little like podcast where he was talking about the games that made him, and he talked about he brought the business part in. They could have bought Bungie, but opted to buy Activision instead, right? And he's talking about how great Bungie is and all that stuff, right? And then he talks about how he's missed on a lot of deals, but the only one he mentioned in specific was Guitar Hero. Guitar Hero could have been an Xbox exclusive back in the 360 days, right? So, Guitar Hero, eventually they had the fallout, whatever, and the creators of Guitar Hero went on to make Rock Band, whatever. My point is, Phil talks about it and how they passed up on so many games, and that that there's a lot of games they pass on because they can't fund everything. And that he doesn't really, they're like, oh man, do you ever get regrets? And he goes on to say, no, not really, because I don't want to focus on what I've missed. I want to focus on what's out there that we could get to our gamers. So that shortening 20 minutes worth of the interview right there, and too long didn't hear aspect of it. But man, okay, would I prefer Destiny be exclusive or Guitar Hero be exclusive? 100% Guitar Hero. Do I think that that buying Bungie instead of buying Activision was better than buying Bungie? I'm on the fence, as I have yet to see anything come out day and date that I want to play from Activision. So I'm on the fence still. So we'll see though. But I mean, at the same time, I'm the same way with Destiny. I was done playing Destiny for a long time. So yeah. But yeah, he talked about a bunch of games that he taught that made him. He said that he got together in the arcades, that when he first played Ultima Online, things like that. But I want to focus on this part. So Terry, Xbox gamers, we missed out apparently. Not really, but we kind of missed out on exclusivity deals because I guess the people that pitched Guitar Hero didn't do a good job of selling it.
Yeah, I guess it definitely would come down to a pitch, because think about it, if you get someone, if you think of some of the best
Eskimos, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you get some of the most popular games out there and you have someone try to pitch that game that that isn't passionate about it, it's gonna sound awful. So yes, it sounds more like to me whoever they had pitching it didn't do a very good job. So it didn't sound that good. Compared to what
you just described it, didn't sound that good, right?
No, it didn't. So, I mean, if that's the way they pitched it, then I can see why they passed on it, because it probably sound gimmicky. Like, so you want us to invest money into making a plastic controller, specifically they can only use for this one game. I can see that.
Simon Says. Now that I think about it, it's 100% Simon Says.
Yeah. So based on if that's the way they pitched it, I could see from a business standpoint, why would we want to create a controller that can only be used for one game and we're going to play Simon Says? No, that's dumb. So yeah, no, they definitely needed to do a better pitch, because that game ended up becoming a phenomenon. But so clearly what they were envisioning isn't how they didn't do a good job at translating their actual vision to Phil when they did the pitch, which is sad. But I mean, at the same time, I guess it's all for the best, because I mean, we still got to experience all the Guitar Hero games on the 360, so we didn't miss out on anything. But it's one of those things where I think that would have been, if you kind of think about how things would have been, if had that been an Xbox exclusive, and you could only play that game on Xbox, that would have probably been a huge milestone for them, because that game just was so popular. Like, you could not go to an electronics store that
Oh
didn't
my
have a
gosh.
demo of Guitar Hero and a crowd of people taking turns playing it. Like that. That's how big that game was. Like, it was crazy. So yeah, no, that would have been interesting to definitely have that as an exclusive. But at the same time, I'm not butthurt because we still got to play. It's not like we missed out. It's not like they turned it down and then Nintendo picked it up and then you know what I mean? So
Yeah, it went everywhere.
yeah, it went everywhere. So so we still lucked out that we still got to enjoy Guitar Hero, because that was fantastic. I did enjoy it back in the day.
Absolutely. And shout out to Legendary Yobi. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. He says, "Good morning, folks." Sorry, guys, the chat is rolling, so I gotta keep everything going good here. Dread, we'll come to you in a minute. Shaddai, as you know, Phil might have passed up on Guitar Hero exclusivity, but Xbox owns Guitar Hero now via Activision. They own him. Take it away. So Phil may not have regrets anymore. He might be like, you know what? It all worked out in the end.
Yeah, but you know what he said something that I'm like scratching my head when he said, I don't want to think of the past. I want to think the now to the future. I understand that part.
Mhm.
But the thing is that let me ask you a question. Let's say if Phil said, you know what, we're going to have Rock Band 2025. Will you buy it at this time? At this time, will you buy it?
Where they're at, they're not buying any games anymore. They're buying studios.
But I mean, like, if they bring back either Guitar Hero or Rock Band for 2025,
I'm buying it day one.
See what I mean?
It would, for me, because of the way pricing is right now, I think this would be a bad time to have that come out because of the way inflation and everything. I think to have a kit where you'd have to get all of the equipment again would be way too expensive right now. We would need to wait for this inflation to go away.
They don't have to create Rock Band, because that's like
people would have to buy all the equipment again. So,
and I would gladly sacrifice my avocado toast every day to buy it.
And that's fine. But the majority if we just look at Americans, the majority of Americans are broke right now. They can't afford to invest in all of that right now. We're already looking at, like Japan is buying Xboxes because they can't afford their PlayStation. Like, it's not practical. Yes, there's lots of people that want Rock Band and Guitar Hero to make a comeback, but in our economy right now, no one could afford it.
Well,
no, we'll see. Sorry, keep it going, guys. Sorry to interrupt. Keep going.
I was gonna say they did release a guitar.
Yeah, for $200.
Yeah,
my buddy Doggy bought it. He said it sucks.
It keeps getting sold out though. It sucks so bad.
Yeah, because it's the only thing available.
But imagine this,
like
right?
it.
Imagine having the controller. What is it? Labs, where you make your own controller.
Wait, doesn't Ubisoft have that too? Like, you could actually.
You mean where you can customize your controller? Yeah,
right.
Imagine customizing your guitar. Oh my gosh!
Could you imagine that? And getting your name on there and doing the different designs, so you can get a classic Fender, and then have the different versions set up already, so you can have it as a Fender or as a Gibson. You can do whatever you want with it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Within the constraints, and at the same time, if they were to release, now if it's Rock Band, it's gonna happen. If it's Guitar Hero, whatever. But if Rock Band released a whole new box, right, I would get it. I'd buy the box, no problem. I'd buy every freaking thing for it. My only issue is I want to be able to stream it and stuff like that. So they'd have to figure out music rights so we could stream stuff like that and be able to play. But other than that, I mean, again, I used to do that. You remember with the DJ setup and all that, and big
DJ
screen.
Hero.
We'd have a concert in my house, and the
Yeah.
neighbor would stand across the street at his mailbox, and we're like, oh my god, are we too loud? He's like, no, turn it up. I want to sit on my porch so I can listen to you guys. So
Heck yeah.
there's still a
Listen
demand
to
for it,
what
and
happens if the person is not good at it. The only thing that you're gonna hear is beep, bloop, bloop, bleep, because of the misses.
but that and that
How you
that-
gonna like that?
but that's fine. You know, we were actually playing decent. You know, we weren't great. We weren't playing at an expert, but you know, some of us were, some of us weren't. But we were having a good time with it. Everybody liked the music. We're buying everything, and the reason why I say Rock Band is because everything that you owned before moves forward, as long as you know, especially with the discs, as long as you register them to the new game, you get to keep all that stuff going forward to the newer game. Rock Band or Guitar Hero didn't do that, as far as I know. But I have Aerosmith, Metallica, you know, all that stuff. And for Xbox to do it, it would be a good thing. I think it would work because there are still people streaming right now on PC.
Yep, with custom built guitars and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, no, I would definitely get a Guitar Hero if it came out. It's not even a question asked. Once I played Guitar Hero, I was hooked, and I bought it day one every time from Best Buy. I was there getting my guitars. I still have them. I don't know what I should do with them because I don't want to get rid of them because I can't replace them. But I still play the game every now and again. Like, it's always a good time to rock out, Terry. It's always a good time. There's always enough money in the
But
world
if it
to
was
rock
made
out.
by Ubisoft, she would love that.
No,
Well, she has Just Dance,
Ubisoft has the best version. They have Rocksmith, where you play real instruments. There, shit high. So I mean,
Yeah, but I'm not gonna spend $600 for a real one.
I don't want to learn real guitar. Dang it! I want my Simon Says guitar.
That's actually true.
All right, so let me check in with the chat, see how they feel. Talking Dog says, "Yeah, they passed on Guitar Hero. You suck." Let's see. But Doggy's like, glad it all ended up like it did, and Rock Band was created too. Yeah.
That's because it was
he doesn't
harmonic.
believe that they're going to revive it. Yeah. And Dreadful didn't want Guitar Hero. He wants Rock Band, which is not Xbox owned.
Well, no,
Game Complainers is a Rock Band guy as well. I'm a Guitar Hero guy myself.
yeah,
I
but
don't like the
Guitar
Rock
Hero.
Band controller.
I'd
Guitar
rather
Hero,
test the waters.
You were playing notes that didn't exist, and you weren't playing notes that existed. Rock Band was truer to the form, and obviously Rocksmith is even more truer to the form.
I hated the Rock Band guitar
Hey.
with a passion.
But it's the same thing. I think they're the same as Guitar Hero. They're the
No,
same.
no, they're not. No. Okay,
No,
so
the
on the strum here, Guitar Hero had buttons that actually stuck out.
Oh, the little ones. Yeah. No, you're right. You're
and
right.
it also had the slider bar down here, and it had a great feeling strummer. Rock Band, everything was flat. You had to know where it was, and it was squares, and sometimes you would push the button, but because you didn't push it down hard enough, it wouldn't register. I hated the Rock Band guitars.
That's because your fingers aren't long enough to do all that.
Yeah, whatever. All right, let's see.
Hey, they could do a Rock Band. What is that group name? Damn it, I just had it.
All right, well, should I thinks?
Yeah. Damn it.
The Game Complainer says Rock Band 4 was brought back by the fans 10 years ago. Anthony and I filled out surveys for it. That's cool. No big. We still played Guitar Hero on Xbox. Yeah, absolutely.
Linkin
Absolutely,
Park.
like
There
what
you
Terry
go.
said. We didn't miss out.
Linkin Park, because we could use
Linkin
DJ
Park.
Hero also too. Rock Band
Oh my
and the
gosh.
DJ.
Combine Guitar Hero and DJ Hero. That'd be awesome. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Happy Cloud Gamer. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Let's see. Chet Walker says ABK brought Diablo 4 to Game Pass, and I have 17 days of game time in it. Holy cow. Playing it right now, in fact. Wow, my man, you go for it, man. I can't wait for the DLC. Let's see. DE wants a full-on music editor sequencer like Mario Maker. Create a song. Oh.
You know what's funny is if you were a band, you could actually send your information into Harmonix at the time, and get your songs on Rock Band, and you could sell them that way. Because my friends Peachfish, I was trying to get them to do that so that way they can get a couple songs on there, and this was way back in the day. So again, you were almost able to do quite that without actually, doing it
Maybe
like
big
the
name
You
band.
can do
bands
that
wouldn't
with
benefit.
Rocksmith. Rocksmith, you can put your own music on it.
Yeah. My stepbrother, he bought Rocksmith and he plays the real guitar now thanks to Rocksmith. He learned it. But I remember reading an interview from Dragon Force. Dragon Force is always like one of the final songs on Guitar Hero. And they were a smaller band. So maybe for a big band, this doesn't make sense. But for a smaller band like Dragon Force at the time, they said, they didn't get very much in royalties. They said, I think our last check was like for $1.60 or something like that, right? They said, but what it did allow, what Rock Band did, Guitar Hero did do, is get people to appreciate long solos again, long guitar solos. And we sold out more concerts than we ever had before in our life. So for smaller bands, it might be a Rock Band or Rock Hero might be great for them. But for big bands like the crappy Metallica, they don't care. To them, it's just like, give us our share. Yeah, that's what I said when I said Dreadpool. Yeah, let's see. The problem with licensed music is they want their cut, and everybody would. What was it in Little Big Planet? Make SMBW World 1-1 in it. I have no idea what you're
That's
getting
right.
to.
There was like
I'm
a
sorry.
Michael Jackson song. There was a few other songs in there that would play.
Yeah, no, it's great. You mean in Little Big Planet?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't understand what he was saying. Yeah. Doggy Dog says the UPDF guitar is trash for $129. He sent it back right away. Jason Max, thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. He says, just remember, Xbox is number one. Absolutely. And Dripple says, facts to that. I know that's not why you said it. I just typed it. Let's see. Singing I love rock and roll, so I'll put another dime in the jukebox, baby. I love it, rock and roll. Yeah. Don't be commenting on my fingers here. The game complainer says I still have sausage fingers. Oh my gosh. And Doug is with me. Yeah, Rock Band guitar sucked. Absolutely. Let's see. Can't you get full on synthesizers on Switch? I don't know. Anyways, the interview was a lot of fun, I felt, because it talked about one of my favorite games, Guitar Hero, and how they missed on the exclusivity deal when it first came out. But as Terry said, we all got to enjoy it and love it. But now they own Guitar Hero, so hopefully they'll do something with it. I hope they do. Could you imagine how good a first party rock Guitar Hero guitar would be? If the Guitar Hero guitar is already good, imagine how good a first party one is going to be. It's going to be epic.
You need your Simon Says guitar?
Yes, absolutely. I want it to light up. I need my RGB on it. Yeah, one of my favorite things to do on Guitar Hero was always to, how you could create an avatar or use your Xbox 360 avatar? I always used my Xbox 360 avatar. Always.
If I have the option to use an avatar, like the Xbox avatar, I almost always use them.
Yeah, they need to bring that back as well. They need to make it so that you can play using your avatar. That was so much fun back in the day. Yeah. All right. Let's move it along. Anybody else got anything else to say? I think Shaddai stepped away for a while. He did. All right. And shout out to Bene Iga. He says, hello, everybody. Hello, Bene. Thank you so much for being here. Yes, and that is how I am pronouncing. Let's see. I don't know if you guys know this, but seeing as we're old, we might be interested with this. What's new is old again. GameStop opening retro stores at existing locations. A new way to buy old games. So, GameStop is going all in on retro video games. Retailers opening a series of GameStop retro stores where they'll sell classic games and consoles to nostalgia seekers, aka millennials. GameStop announced, and I think this is, they are a physical store, so they need to sell physical media. And with the shift of new games going to digital, I think that they're saying, you know what, we got to get into this retro hype. And so yeah, let's see. So they're gonna do this. They teased a couple of things. So Sega Saturn. Shout out to say if you are a classic collector, you want to collect expensive, go Sega Saturn. But we went to the GameStop. Let's see. Let's go retro gaming, retro consoles and hardware. I mean, they got everything. The 360 right there. Let's see. You got all kinds of stuff available for regular price and pro pricing. Save like $5 if you do pros. Pro pricing. So GameStop is shifting some of their games to retro stores, which is awesome if you are a retro collector such as me. This is great news. I get a new outlet that I can look for deals on. Competition feeds the beast. Probably not so great for people like Perry, who owns a retro store himself, is, now there's corporate competition, and, mom and pop shops will never be able to outspend corporate America. But we'll see how it goes. The fact that they're now doing, what are they calling it? Retro Stop? I think is what they called it, if I'm not mistaken here.
GameStop Retro.
Is it GameStop Retro? Oh, yeah, you're right. It is GameStop Retro. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so Retro Stop, GameStop Retro. Yeah. So there you go. So GameStop going retro. Are you gonna? I know some people haven't stepped foot in a GameStop in years. But now that they're carrying GameStop Retro instead of GameStop, I don't know, sweaters and Funko Pops, GameStop keeps having to do stuff to try to stay relevant. Do you think this is gonna help them stay relevant? And are you gonna go visit a GameStop? Oh, hold on. Before we finish with the GameStop, Terry, we had a poll on the previous topic, Guitar Hero.
Sure. Now that Xbox owns Guitar Hero, should they release a new one? 81% yes. I need to rock out. 18% said rock is dead, and nobody said what is it. So that's good.
All right. Sorry. All right. But Terry, are you gonna go visit GameStop now that they've gone retro to get your retro feel? First off, do you have a mom and pop shop in your area that you visit?
I do.
For retro?
So there is a little retro gaming store by me called Retro Raven. And they have a great selection of stuff there. The only way I would ever go to GameStop for retro stuff is if they had better pricing than what Retro Raven did, which would be a problem for the mom and pop shops if they did that. But otherwise, I don't know if I would go there. I don't know. I don't know. One of the things that would really kind of drive me is, so I have a backwards compatible PlayStation 3, and they're really hard to come by. The only reason why I haven't gotten rid of it is because I was hoping one day I'd be able to get mine. Doesn't work, and I haven't been able to find anybody who could fix it. So I haven't gotten rid of it because it's a collectible thing, but at the same time it's worthless because it doesn't work. So if they could sell that particular console, I would be willing to buy it if they didn't have it at, the crazy collector price that eBay people sell it at, because I'm not buying one off eBay because those people are insane with their pricing. So, I mean, if they can get a PlayStation 3 that works, that isn't like some hacked out brick thing that someone screwed around with at a good price, I would do it. I would go there for that.
Yeah. Finding, as you said, my PS3 is also the backwards compatible one. Ironically, I bought it for $20 back in the day, and now it's worth so much money. So yeah, I understand that there's some things in retro that are hard to find, and I don't think GameStop is going to catalog good enough to do that. So if you are looking for something specific, I don't think GameStop's going to have it. Just throwing it out there. Dread, GameStop retro. Do you have a mom and pop shop? Do you still visit GameStop? And is this going to get you to go back to GameStop or keep going to GameStop?
All right. It's going to make me go in to look, but I have a feeling that they're going to overprice everything anyway.
The mom and pop shop, they're good prices.
Yeah, the mom and pop shops around me are unfortunately, I hate to say it like this because it sounds very negative. Because I know there are other shops that are not like this. Very lazy. Okay, they have games in storage. So when you ask them, "Hey, do you have games on this console?" They're like, "Yeah, but it's in storage." Why don't you have it in your shop? You know what I'm saying? If people are asking for games like this, why don't you say, "Hey, look, I have it in storage. I can get out for you. Is there anything in particular you're looking for? I can get back to you." It's just, it's in storage. I'm here, still here talking to you, and you're like, "Yeah, it's storage," and you walk away. It's like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? One of them that opened up near us, we did buy a game from them. Tiny Giant wanted a game that we already owned, but because it was a game that she wanted, so I was like, all right, even though we own it digitally, fine, I'll buy it. It was decently priced, and they ended up moving. So I think part of the issue is pricing for rent to be in these locations, so they have to adjust for that. These people that were near us moved twice, and then after that vanished off the face of the earth. There's another one about, I'd say, about an hour away, and they're the ones that kind of like walked away from me. And their pricing was decent again, kind of high. Like, again, I could go online and buy these games cheaper. So it's that catch-22, and you're trying to support the local businesses, and it's just, some of them are just not good, and then you get places that we know that are friends that give you good value for what they have. You know what I'm talking about. So,
Yeah.
When you look at it, so it's a shame that some people don't have, and the funny thing is, the people that walked away from me weren't the employee, or they were just the employees. They weren't the owners, so they have no stake in anything. You know what I mean? They're just there to ring you out. They don't care about anything. They don't care about what's going on with the business. They're just there for the paycheck, and they want that CEO money, but not really work, put their effort into it. Now, GameStop, I loved going in there. You know what I mean? I'd go through, and they had the retro consoles, and the games, and I was going through them, and all of a sudden they just wiped them all out. They didn't exist anymore. I was like, what happened? I was coming through here and picking them out little by little, and then they wiped them out. Now that they see that these are going for money, I know what they're doing. They're going to be going through, buying people's collections, buying, anybody that, that's throwing it online with a package. They're going to go there, get them, and then do the same thing they do, buy it at $5, jack it up to almost brand new prices. And that's what they're going to do. They're right now they're chasing a fad. They're still chasing fads. Even the GameStop near me in the mall closed. I don't have a GameStop near me. Now I have to drive like over a half hour away to get to one. And that's one way or the other way on the highway, half hour each way. So, and we used to have 2 in my area. Actually, we used to have 3. But yeah.
Can we do an experiment? Do they have, Axel, on their website, do they have NASCAR 99 for the 64 listed?
Oh boy, here we go. Car situations.
Let's see if Terry's gonna
Terry's favorite genre.
Yeah, NASCAR.
Because this is what's gonna do to help me, to stick with my my mom and pop. NASCAR 99 for the 64. I don't think they're gonna have it.
Unless I typed it wrong. NASCAR 14. Okay, we're getting older. NASCAR 08.
Why don't you type in the console?
No, nothing.
Nothing. Okay, so see, so they're very limited. But anyways, so I went and I pulled out, because I went to my local to Retro Raven, and I bought a few games that were my favorite from when I was a kid. So like NASCAR 99. was definitely, this is probably the most played game I had on the 64. I played this more than any other game on the 64. Between this and probably NFL Blitz, like, these two were my most played games on the 64. And Retro Raven sold this to me for $6.95. And in the course, they give you a brand new case that they, supply. So great deal.
You overpaid. You overpaid. Let's look at that loose price.
And the cartridge is nice and clean. They don't give you like really nasty looking like used stuff that you get from a yard sale. So like I can even prove the price right there in the back. All right, if it zooms in right there, it's blurry. But
I don't know.
It's on there. It's $6.95. All right, it's $6.95.
I like the fact that they give you a case. I have those cases, and they're not cheap.
Yeah, and then
so the price
they also do it for the NES.
It included the case and a cover art print.
So like I got Sky Shark for the NES. They also included a nice case and everything, and they reprint all of the artwork and stuff for all their cases.
That's cool.
So they give you good quality. Like this game here was $8.95. And then, of course, Operation Wolf, the first-person shooter I ever played on the NES. Right here, I love this game.
Operation Wolf.
Operation Wolf, and
Contract
this one was $6.95. So, like these prices.
Can you open that case? Let me see the inside of that case.
Contract.
Okay, that's the one from Stone Age Gamer. Yeah, that's a good case.
Yeah, so they give you good quality cases, and like I said, all of the cartridges, they test them and they clean them all, so like they're all clean. Like you're not gonna find like burnt stuff on them or anything,
You're not gonna find Billy's name on it.
Yeah, there's no like engravings on or anything.
That doesn't look like the original case.
So I know it's not the original
case.
I know it's not the original case. But I'm saying they make sure to supply you with good quality cases, and and they reprint the artwork
what is the
and
name of this
everything
website?
To fit the case.
Retro Raven, or what is it?
Retro Raven. It's a store that's local to my area. I mean they have a website, I'm sure.
In Georgia?
In Georgia.
But like I said,
okay.
I think the local stores will do better, especially the ones that run themselves versus employees that don't care. They'll run better than GameStop will ever.
Oh yeah, so just by looking at the website, Retro Raven's prices are way lower, and they do sales all the time too, where they're like, if you buy two get one, they do sales all the time there. So like, why would I go to GameStop unless GameStop offered something that the other guy couldn't get? That would be the only way.
I want to piggyback off of what Terry just went on to here. So I don't know if you guys noticed. I clicked on the game. Like, let me just click on this one, right? The Twin Snakes being remade right now, right? And I clicked on, where was it? The pre-owned guarantee here, right? May not include original box or manual, which is great. I don't care that it includes an original box or manual. Just tell me which ones do, because I need to know what I'm paying for. Because there's in retro collecting, there's something called the complete in box price and the loose price. And I don't want to pay the complete in box price for a loose item. Right? So I'm just saying, let me know. That has been my biggest problem with GameStop Retro back when they did it in 2016. As the game complainer said, GameStop tried to do this in 2016 and failed. Yeah, because they won't tell you which ones have boxes and which ones don't. At least that's the reason why. Of course, it's also because they sold reproductions and didn't identify them as reproductions, sold them as full price. That's kind of crappy too. Let me catch up with the chat, guys. The chat is rolling for a minute. DE, I just bought the new battery for my 3DS XL, like $11. Yeah. Game Complainer says, we'll be fine. Axel. GameStop has already taken repros in. Yeah, that's been a problem, right? Let's see. I think is it on Amazon before I think GameStop have it. Yeah, it's going to take a long time to change the mind of people where they're buying. Like I buy from eBay. I buy from my local stores, stuff like that. It's going to be hard for them. Shout out to RWK88. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Shout out to Craig Simmons Gaming TV. He says, I love Guitar Hero, but really want another Rockland. I think he means Rock Band. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. He says, to hell with GameStop. Let's see.
He's right on both accounts.
Jose says, I miss the Xbox 360 era. Let's see. GameStop should do a family restaurant, bar, and gaming, food and booze gives them better chance to get gamers in. Yeah.
Yeah, there was back when I was living in Illinois, there was a retro shop there where you could go, you could buy the games, you could play the games there. They had all the systems hooked up to where you could just sit there and chill and play the games and hang out. And they didn't, they just wanted it to be a fun little gaming spot. And you can bring in your own games and play. You would basically sign up for like a play session, and you guys, you could just hang out and have a good time. And they sold games, and then you could play games. And they had tournaments and things too on all the different systems and stuff. So it was a good time.
Yeah, it's always a good time. So I like going to my retro stores, but we'll get into that here in a minute. Let me finish catching up with the chat here. In Norway, they shot down some years ago. More gamers buy digital here, and AEL store has taken over a physical store, electronic stores. Yeah. Let's see. Dog says, I have an older NASCAR game than GameStop is. Funny. Let's see. Let me see what else we got going on here. Just scrolling through the chat as much as I can. And yeah, Game Complainers puts it up. Trade-ins for these retro games have their own market. GameStop coming in and offering less won't get people to trade in. Absolutely. It's a competition. I don't usually trade in, but when I do, I shop it around. I'll go. If somebody gives me 5 cents more, hey, that's 5 cents more. I'm going somewhere that has it. Yeah. Let's see. So Game Complainer says GameStop uses disc cleaning machines that can ruin the disc. You won't get too far in certain games. I didn't know that. That's new knowledge for me. Years ago, GameStop yelled at me for asking if they had the manual. They said it didn't matter. It was all the same price. Yeah, and that's my point. My point as well. It's not the same price. There's a complete in box price and not in a disc only price. Like, let me pull this one up, right? And I go to VGPC.com. Let me just pull up a, I don't know. Let me just type in a random game here. Yeah, this one. Okay, let me zoom in the screen so we can see. So we're going with Halo 2, right? Not expensive. Loose disc only is $8.12, but complete includes the box and manual is $11.94. Brand new, sealed, graded. How much the box sells by itself, how much the manual sells by itself. All of these are markets that GameStop needs to start giving us information if they want me to buy there, especially if they want me to buy online. I would rather go into the store, make a decision, but if I might go check it out just to see.
Yeah, more. I would never, unless I truly trusted it, which I never trust GameStop in the first place. I would rather go physically look at it and have it in my hand and know exactly what I'm looking at, because just because it's sealed doesn't mean it's actually factory sealed. You know what I mean? So you do have those. And again, with the employees that don't give a rat's ass about anything, I wouldn't trust them, especially if they're going to yell at you if the manual's not there and it's the same difference. Yeah, no.
Yeah. So Game Complainer says resurfacing machines. Axel, check your disc. You buy, if you see a white or blue stain or circle in the middle, it was resurfaced. If they didn't clean it, that's ugly. I myself use a JFJ Easy Pro. I've had incredibly good luck with it, but again, it's mine, so I take super good care of my stuff. So yeah. So and yeah, you got to use certain liquids and not too much of it. And I mean, it is an art. It is an art to resurface games. Shadai, let's get your opinion. Are you going to go to GameStop and check this out?
Actually, it's funny because not too long ago I wanted it to get Vita because I love it's just that I love that machine. And do I want to go to that store? I don't know. We know for sure that if we want that game and we decide to trade it in, we will not get the same amount of money now that it has been 10, 15 years old. So we pretty much gonna get, after trading Metal Gear Solid, a coupon. That's it. So I don't know. It depends, because I do have a retro store here called Game Craze.
Mm-hmm.
So I seen a lot of retro games there, like really, really bad. It's crazy. I think not too long ago, the last time I think the last time I bought was from there. Um, I had a 2DS. So
Mm-hmm.
I had to get Pokemon Sun. Yeah, I had a
Pokemon
look
Sun and
for.
Moon.
Yeah, I had to get that, and I was lucky to get it because it was $20. It was lucky, but I love going to those things because sometimes nowadays, like in the on the Xbox, there's some games that the system will not take, and you pretty much have to buy the older consoles. Which I do have one called
Mm-hmm.
Magna Carta 2. I can't play that because the Series X doesn't have it and it is not retro compatible. So that means I have no other choice to get an Xbox 360.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see how it goes. I would love to visit and get certain games, but is it gonna work? That's another thing. You don't know if it's gonna work.
Yeah.
The disc might be scratch. So that means you gotta go buy whatever it is you need to fix that scratch. So I don't know, but I'll visit it. Of course I will. If it brings something good, yeah.
Yeah, I feel that I'm not going to buy online. I'm sorry, GameStop. I'm just, online buying is very much buyer beware, kind of like, especially retro buyers.
Yeah.
And some of these games are selling for more expensive than brand new, like Metal Gear Solid: The Twin Snakes, released for $60. Let's just pretend 50, $60. It's selling for 90. It better include the book. It better include an original case. Or $90. It better be like the real deal. And
Right.
again, so if I will go visit because I love visiting retro stores, even if I don't buy nothing, I just love looking at them, like adding them to my wish list, right? I had a retro store here called Retribution that shut down when they sold to a new owner. I think the owner just wanted the collection and he bought the store and shut it down. And so now I'm back to a game franchise, a large used game franchise called Game Exchange. They're each one is franchised out, and so we have two locations. One of them, I swear to God, looks like a hoarder. I do not buy from that location. It looks like a hoarder's nest. You can't even walk without running into stuff. It's trashy. It looks like the floor hasn't been vacuumed in months. It just sucks. And the other one looks fantastic, beautiful, clean, everything on the wall, right? Um, so right now those are my only choices, and I think we have a third. We have Game Over Video Games. That's the big one here. Game Over Video Games. They run the Classic Game Fest. This is a Classic Game Fest mug. I don't think you can see it, but it has an Edge Classic Game Fest on it. Game Over Video Games. They're probably if you want something with a good warranty and like good value and everything, you go to Game Over. Here, so that's where I'm going. But yeah, I'll probably check out GameStop because I love old games, and heck, if I can grow my collection, hey, whatever, I'll buy more shelves. I know it. Yeah. So let's see. Oh, Game Completers already did some of the hard work for us. I ordered Sonic 2 from them just to test it, and they sent me Sonic 2 with a fake label, and it was NBA Jam, but it had Charles Barkley in it, so I kept it. What? Oh, it was the NBA Jam with Charles Barkley on it. Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. But yeah. Terry, we had a poll.
Are you interested in GameStop Retro? 50%. GameStop is still in business? I mean, they have filed for bankruptcy a few times. So.
Yeah, for real.
All right, 25%. Yes, I go to all the stores. Another 25%. No, I already have a retro store.
Yeah, so there you go. I am in the 25% that goes to all retro stores. I will check that out. I am not against it. Of course, I'm not going to be able to save a whole business by myself. I'm not that kind of guy, but I love finding good deals. That's all I got to say. And like I said, you better sell me if you're going to send me just the disc, you better sell it to me at the disc price. Just say. All right, but I think that's gonna do it for today's topics, guys. Hopefully, everybody enjoyed the topics today in today's show. With that being said, I think we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. But of course, we wouldn't be able to do this show without you guys, the chat, and that's why you guys, the chat, will always be the MVP to any of the shows here on the Iconic Video Games channel. With that being said, we are out of here. I'm Axel1324.
And I'm Cool Cat Terry.
I'm Dreadpool.
And I'm Eternal